Well, afternoon. It's the first time I've been able to do afternoon in a while. I'm usually early morning. What's going on? Make sure all my sound is accurate. I'm good to go here. Looks to be. Alright, well, I got a few hours this afternoon, so I am going to see what I can't get done. Hopefully quite a bit. So I was thinking about this, and just adjust it while we're here. I actually need 4 sinks. Cans. I need the overflow of the canisters. Because how we got this kind of situated is... Where are we at here? Yeah, so after all these canisters come out, they're going to be going into these packagers for the packaged turbo fuel, or packaged fuel. In the event, because when we first fire this up, we're not going to have the full amount of fuel at all. So these are going to sputter, and you know, technically I don't think we're going to have the same amount of plastic coming through to make these canisters, but still I don't want this stuff backing up, so I've added in a overflow, which actually that's on the wrong side. This needs to be overflow here. So we need to fit 4 sinks in here. And I'm going to worry about aesthetics later, to be honest. I want to fit this stuff in here, and then we can kind of work on how it looks after we know it's functioning. So let's start and see if we can figure out how we're going to fit 4 of these suckers in here. All right, so we're going to need to have... I don't see why we can't just run them over here. I mean, do we want to... Let's hold that there. Do we want to leave some space back behind here? I mean, we can. Let's see if we move that there. Bet that one's up off. It is. Alright, so we need to pull off logistics. Should be Mark 3 if I'm not mistaken. One of these. Yep, Mark 3. Okay, that'll take care of our canister overflow. Alright, so how do we want to set up storage? Hey, Surplus. You must have crazy hours like I do. See you at the 3 o'clock morning streams, and then I didn't even get that not even close to the right spot. Seeing the early streams and the afternoon streams, which I don't. Oh my goodness. Maybe I should stick to the early morning stuff. How about I lock it and then there we go. Okay, so we need some dimensional depots. SAM fluctuator. Thought I had a bunch of that built up. Apparently not. Crafting bench. Well, we can build some real quick. I haven't handcrafted stuff in a minute. Forgot how tedious this was. All right, let's get it up to, well, it's refilling. I got dimensional depots pumping stuff in, so this could go on forever. We'll just get it up to 100 and stop. All right, we're gonna call that good. No, they're definitely not worth automating. I just thought I had a bunch of them built up already. I must have used them. To be honest, I'm surprised I still have 1, 2, 3. Merchant spheres. How many do I have? 64. I guess I haven't built as many. I don't need those anymore. I went on some epically long hunting, exploring trips at the beginning of this playthrough, and I don't think I did any of them live. I think trying to remember. I may have done one of them, but most of them I did offline. I think we're gonna double up these storages so we have plenty of plastic, rubber, and fuel. I do need to build a Mark V. Where's my Mark V? I do need to build a break off for the packaged turbo fuel. I'm going to use these. I don't remember if I mentioned it on the last stream, but my goal or my initial thought process was, you know, eventually I want to have like a, and everybody does them, but like a world train system, rail system. And I was thinking about bringing the sulfur, which is kind of up over that way, along that and into here. but the more I got to thinking about it, you know, I'm gonna need 1500 per minute, something like that, of sulfur. I have never used drones. As much as I've played this, I've always kind of gotten up to drones and never really... I've played with them, I've never used them for anything substantial, so I'm thinking what I want to do is drone in the sulfur. And since we're going to be making this packaged fuel here, it's like a perfect opportunity to go ahead and make that happen. Okay, yeah. It's very ambitious to try to connect it with trains. I've watched a few of the bigger guys that play this game, some of their stuff, and man, they just take forever just to even build the things. And you know, my in-game goal stuff for kind of what I want to do is beyond ambitious, you know, because I want to be playing this playthrough for a long time. At least that's the goal anyway. But after I'm done with this, the next big project is I want to make a huge, strictly smelting facility. Where literally I'm going to smelt everything that I need using the water recipes. So, you know, the wet concrete, the wet iron ingots, you know, all those things. And to bring all that stuff in from around in trains and logistically do it with the train stations, I really don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm definitely gonna give it a shot. So, all right, so we need to break some of these off with their overflows. Yeah, basically raw material processing plant. Of course, I put that right in the way. We can probably move this. Yes. Mark 3. Another Mark 3. Put it tight here. Yeah, I'm not going to use every node. I've got this not straight. Hold on. How in the world is it doing that? Is that straight? Yeah, I've noticed a few 1.1 quirks. Yeah, look, that's straight now. And it's usually to do with the... I've noticed it a lot with the pipes on the running the square pipes, or on square mode, or however you want to call it. All right, let's see. Actually, let's do this. No, it's not going to come through there. Let's come to here. And then go to there. That'll work. But that's not even centered. Firing on all cylinders. That's centered. All right. Kill that there. No, I put it the wrong way. There we go. All right, so we're overflowing to the right. Flowing to the right. I have not automated those. I've been hand building them. Well, I say hand building them. I've got a machine, a manufacturer over at by the starter factory that I just dump stuff in, and it's been making them. I think I've got quite a few built up. 194. I do have quartz crystals getting made, pumping into Dimensional Depot. Okay, so got all those three. We got the empty canisters. We do need to pump in another I wonder where we're going to want to put it to take this fuel off for the drones. For the drones, where do I want to do that? Probably before the overflow. Let's just plop another one of these down just here for now. Did I not set this one to overflow? I need to set this one to overflow. Nuclear power, rocket fuel. Yeah. I want to do nuclear power, but I'm a little scared of it, to be honest. If you want to know the truth, I've watched some stuff on it. I've never done it myself. It looks like a lot. Not that what I'm going to attempt is not a lot. It just, you know, I may end up doing it at the very end once I'm done with everything. I think this, if my calculations are right and all the math that I did, which I'll pop open my spreadsheet here in a minute, you know, if I did all that properly, I think I only needed like 84,000 megawatts, and this thing, when it's all said and done, should give me 100,000. Again, if all my math is right, so I won't necessarily need nuclear power. So if I want to do it, it's going to just purely to be just to do it, right? Okay, so we've got our 4 sinks. Uranium fuel rods aren't worth it. At least plutonium, fixonium. Yeah, like I haven't even investigated it that much to even know. Like I know just enough to get me in trouble. But it would take some major digging into. All right, so we got 4 sinks done, 3 or 6 storages. I went with 6. Dimensional depots, run water. What did I need to run water for? This. I need water for all these. I forgot about that. All right, so let's go down here. I've got it prepped and ready. Okay, we gotta pick where we're gonna. So I think I'm gonna run the water for the main stuff out here. So it makes sense to probably go ahead and do that, but I need to know how much I need. 20 per each one of these, which I had 18 of these. Right? Okay, so 18 of those, 20. And then these take water also. These are probably 20 also. Well, these are 40. Yeah, make me do extra math. So we have 20 times, not divided by times 18 plus 40 times 10, 400. $760 water. Sure, in my opinion, phase 4 is the easiest because you aren't going to automate nuclear process, only pressure conversion. Yeah, again, like I can't even look at my Streamlabs saying that you type too much. You didn't type too much. I guess I need to go in there and fix that. I wonder what I got it set at. It's been a minute since I even looked at that stuff. It's easy to automate. They're possible only pressure conversion cubes and copper powder. Yeah, like I said, I haven't dug that much into it. I mean, I'd love to. I just don't know if I ever, you know. Again, it'll probably be at the end of this thing. Yeah, right. Actually, I'm gonna go fix that while we're in here on this. Hang tight. I'm gonna tab out. Streamlabs. If I can get to it. Manage on Streamlabs. Make log. Look, I hadn't even been logged in forever for it to even remember me. Paragraph protection. Let's see what this is. A 140 characters. How about we make that 200 characters? Save settings. Save settings. Did it save? Back. Preferences. It's saved. Okay, well maybe you can type a little bit more now. Got that fixed. All right, let's close that down. Close that down. Cost of copper powder. It's super expensive. I've heard it is. Like, I've heard people have to use tons and tons and tons of copper. Let me pull up this spreadsheet and I'll show you. I gotta find it too. Desktop. Close that. All right. I think I found it. There it is. All right, let me go to screen share. Got some Inception stuff going on. There we go. All right, so this is what I've built. Make it a little bit bigger. So this is the power stuff that I built and kind of working off of here. But if you go over, so this is everything I want to build. All of the different buildings, how much power it's going to take. So when I'm all said and done, and this doesn't even include the starter factory or this power plant that I'm building right now. This is just all the other stuff. 1,086 assemblers, 87 blenders, 1,200-ish constructors. So yeah, 83,000 megawatts is what all this should do. These are all the ultimate recipes that I'm going to be using, and I'm still missing 2 of them. I got to get these 2 right here. Materials, ingots. So I've broken this down. So the ingots, quote unquote ingot factory, right? The big complex that's I'm going to be making all my ingots at is going to make iron, copper, deuterium, concrete, silica, steel, aluminum, ingots, and quartz crystal in these quantities. These are all the inputs I need, which is a ton. And then these are all the different factories that all this stuff goes out to. Yeah, that is a lot of power. But like, look right here. So just this ingot factory that I'm going to end up building, which is probably going to be multiple buildings, it's going to take 1,523 different buildings, 183 power shards, and it's going to use 32,500 megawatts. So this is like that. This is super ambitious. Like, here's plastic and rubber factory, aluminum factory. This is additional base stuff. Actually, this is, I may not even need this anymore after I built that bigger starter factory. I'd have to revisit that. Like, I got an advanced iron. factory, steel, electronics, heavy frames, like, but I haven't even started any of these. Turbo motors, cooling systems. See, I have a tab for nuclear, but I haven't done anything with it. Satisfactory tools. Well, I used that to build this. At least I think it did. Was it tools or was it? Yeah, Satisfactory tools. Let me see if I can pull it up over here. Yeah, here it is right here. Let me slide it over. So I built all these. I used Satisfactory tools and then I put it into a spreadsheet to help me kind of manage it. It's just how my brain works. But yeah, I built all this stuff in Satisfactory tools first before I even put it into there. So these are just mirrored versions of all that stuff I put in the spreadsheet. This took me for, like, I did all this before I even started this playthrough, because I wanted to know exactly what I was going to be getting myself into. So, and that's how I got all that data, right? Because you can go over here to this buildings setting, and it'll tell you the number of assemblers, blenders, power requirements, you know. Oh, well, it's under overview, I think. Yeah, right here. All the stuff you're going to use, what you need to bring in, power. So I used all of this to make all this. So anyway, let me get back to here and here. All right, now we went on a sidebar. So I needed what did I need? 760 water. I can't even remember how much you can get out of one. Let's plop one down and see real quick. Mac. Yeah, 120 base, but you can get 300 out with power shards. So roughly 2.5, a little over 2.5. All right, let's build some storage tanks. I don't know where I want to put them. I knew that was off. Alright. Don't know what I want to do here. Kinda didn't leave myself enough room. No, don't like that. It's part of the walkway if it's out here, so I don't want to do that. Well, I've got to put myself in a pickle here. I've got more room over here than I do over here. Huh. Didn't even leave myself enough room down there. And I don't want to do something that's ugly. Okay, that I don't mind. Okay, I know what I want to do now. Can I live with that? Yes. Yeah, I saw that. But barely. We're gonna ignore it. Floating water tank. Plenty of support now. Oh yeah, I'm sure she will. Alright, so but I needed I needed 360 for this one. Alright, we need to do the same thing over here. If I can remember it. That. We can wing it. The buffer. It's a me thing. So I always want to have gravity feed on anything liquid. The fluids work way better when everything's gravity fed. That's why I built all of this with the turbo fuel production on the top of the building. Let me go up here real quick. So all the turbo fuel production, it's all feeding down, gravity fed. So once it gets to this point, it's just dropping straight into these. I've done it both ways, and pumping up is way more inconsistent. You get sloshing, and you name the issue. As long as you've gravity feed, you don't have any problem. So I will have problems. Well, I still have problems. So that's why I kind of did. Let me go. Oh, I'm gonna have to go all the way to the, well, it's fine. We'll go all the way across. It's getting dark. So at the beginning of each one of these, rows, I did the same thing. So I've got oil and copper, or water. So they get pumped up, these fill up, and then it's all gravity fed. Now the turbo fuel is gonna have to do these little numbers. I'm not sure how that's gonna work. Could be really bad. But yeah, that's why I put those buffers, is so I like to fill them up and let everything gravity feed in. I didn't put the factory zone pattern. Oh, down here? Yeah. Well, those other ones were blueprinted in. This is all, none of this stuff here is blueprint. I just put all this in. These were blueprinted. So I do need to add it all in. All right, let's see. So we did. You know, I've already lost track of what I did. How high did I go up? 9. This one will have a little bit more flexibility to do this properly. We'll put it there. Let's see. I don't need any of those. Get rid of that. That's gonna be in the way. Uh-oh. I knew it. Yeah, dismantle crates. I've got one, and I can't find it. I have combed this area and don't know where it's at. Alright, sorry. I have a few work things popping up. I may have to take... We've been going about an hour. I may need to take a little 10-minute break here. Just so I can handle a couple of those things. Let me see if I can find a good spot to prop us. This should be better than nothing. Alright, let me do this. I'll just put this up for a few minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes, and I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Ugh. Everybody stay on silent. Yeah, pretty much. Well, there's not many people in here right now. I think a bunch of them... I don't know. I don't trust this OBS concurrent viewer count. It fluctuates and jumps up and down, so I never really pay attention to that. I just kind of do my thing, but then it's not showing very many people kind of just jumping in and out. Recipes you make plastic and rubber. So these are using the polymer resin water. since I have excess polymer resin from the turbo fuel blueprints, it's the easiest way to run it. Okay, so where were we? I need to run this water. You know, why don't I know? Why don't we put the water? No, you know why we can't put the water here? Too tall. Too tall, too tall. I could stick it over here. What would be wrong with that? What would be wrong with that? Nothing. Let's do it. Alright, so let's go... is that gonna be enough? Let's see if that's enough. Not enough. Of course, I ran all those and it's not enough. Go down one more. That should definitely be enough. Let's see. Yep. Another streamer, 800 viewers, only 12 people talking. That sounds about right. I mean, some people just jump in to watch, which I don't mind. Perfectly fine by me. Alright, so we needed 3. I don't need my be right back. We needed 18 times 20. We needed 360 for this one. And 400 for that one. So I can do 300, 200. How do I want to do that? I kind of don't want to do that. I kind of want to do 4 of them. If I were to do that, can I fit another one in over here? Okay, I can. So what is 760 divided by 3? 253 a piece. Trying to think the best way to separate this out. I need 360 to go over here and 400 here, but the problem with fluids is you cannot split them. So the best thing to do really is combine them all. And just let them fill. I think that's what we're gonna have to do. Copper, copper, copper. All right, so we're doing 760 divided by 3. And it won't hurt to have more, right? $260 a piece. Copy, paste, paste. You can use unpowered pumps as one-way valves in case you don't. I've heard that. I've never played around with it. I've just seen so many other people playing with the fluids and, you know, saying valves are broken, don't use valves, and you can pump this, pump that. And I've, you know, I haven't really. Let's carry this out one more. I haven't really played around too much with it. I just kind of stick with what I know. I just thought a flaw in my system as I was placing that. I can only go to 600, not 760. So bum, 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 bum. Fixture factory. Well, we may end up trying it here on this. No, I don't want that there. I want it here. Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's real life, right? Like, so technically, if I throw a valve here, where'd my cursor go? Set it to 400. So that'll only ever get 400. Excess goes this way. This way, this way, this way. That should work, right? In theory. And these are less than 300. These can mark once. I do like putting pumps right off of these. I don't want to face them. Alright, so we got the water done. We need to start running power for this sucker. So I had set up all of these, and I don't remember, I think I was going to use this one, auxiliary components. Where am I running this right now? Tangled mess. I think that was for these pumps over here. I don't want to turn it off. I'm fairly certain that was for those pumps. These have power. These all have power because they're not red. So I think that's the one we want, auxiliary power. Now, question is... Yeah, it's running off of this. All right. That was the correct one. I wonder if I've got enough juice to get up it. Bet I don't. Maybe I do. It's starting to fill up. Slowly but surely. These don't have any power, so they won't even be filling up yet. Why did you put the pumps after the extractors? You mean here? I don't know, I just have always done that. Give it some rest. I do it at the oil extractors, and it seems to help just to like give it a head start. It's just a mental thing. I know it probably doesn't make a lick of difference. Like, because I know these things give 20, what is it, 20, where's it at? Don't they give like 20 meters of lift just out of, or 10? So I definitely needed them for here, right? To get to this water tank, because these on themselves, because I'm pretty sure they take, yeah, they only have 10 meters themselves. And I'm way more than 10 meters. Where's vertical? Yeah, so 10 meters would have only got me to the ground floor. Yeah. Oh, not the power line. Not the power line. So I definitely needed these pumps. So that should be enough to get all the way up here, which it seems to be. I mean, technically, I guess I could have put like one here, one here, and one down there. Head lift doesn't stack. Yeah, no, I know. Like I said, this is just, putting these here is just, it's a mental thing for me. It makes me feel better, if that makes any sense. They probably aren't, you know, we could have just stuck one here and one down there, right? To get our extra height out there. And it really wouldn't have mattered. So let's see if they've made it all the way down here. Full, full, full. These won't get any water until they're turned on. Just in case. Yeah, no, I know. Hell, I mean, I've been playing this game for a long time. Lots and lots and lots and lots of hours. And there's still things that I'm learning. Alright, so we need to do power for all of these suckers. That's what I was afraid. I should have done this before I ran all the belts. Yeah, I do too. Reaching the end. Yeah, so what I try to do, especially on fluids, is I try to leave out, if it's a solid fluid combo, I try to leave out the solids until the fluids have filled up, if that makes any sense. So I don't turn everything on, like I'll leave a belt unhooked up. For whatever solid. Is that enough? Yeah. For whatever solid I'm going to be inputting, and then I let the fluids build up from there. It seems to work. I don't know. I mean, there's always more one way to do it. All right, let's hopefully I did this correctly and not too far off. H. Boom, boom, boom. Does that look straight? Does look straight. Oops, I already missed one. I did. That one's off. That one's off. Can't have crooked cables. All right, I'm gonna get these. I hate to take multiple breaks per stream, but I knew I was. Oh, $100 says that's in the wrong spot. Oh my goodness, I lucked out. I knew I was risking catastrophe doing a daytime stream with work stuff. It wasn't straight? Dang it. Hold on. Which one? That one. Good call. Anyway, I may have to jump off and temporarily here for another 5-10 minutes. answer a few phone calls. Make sure everybody understands I'm not dead on the side of the road and capable of answering a few things. Okay, let's hook these guys up to the same. Well, we can delete these. Okay, so we got our floating connectors hidden. Let's see, where's this one gonna go? Perfect time to take a break anyway, it's getting dark. That's the one thing I miss about the 1 point, is that too far? No, it's not. 1.0 and having the mods was that that mod to do where you can change the time of day. Because building over here, you definitely need it daytime most of the time. Alright, moment of truth. Let's fire these suckers up. After we change this to 2. Got juice. And we're green. And we're green. So these should start filling with water now. Yeah. Alright, well let me take my break. We actually will fill these in. I'm gonna take a break. I'll put my be back soon screen up this time. You can watch a train run around from one of my other playthroughs. Yeah, it's the one with the big happy sun. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We got green, 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 yellow. Oh, I do have polymer going into this one. I forgot. Well, these are going to be running and we're going to be making some rubber. Look at it. It's already pumping it out. Alright, well let me take a break and I'll be back in a bit. Alright, back at it. Surplus had to leave. That's fine. All filled up with water. Nice. Now I knew we weren't going to be getting any resin. Let's do it there. All the way down here, because this is taking in how much? 40, it's 400 resin. I'm only pumping out. See if I can get over there. See if I can get over there. That's 2.5. I never did change that. Yeah, like 200 and something. So that's not going to be fully operational until we have the upstairs going. It's working nicely. I like it. Now I gotta run power to all these. That's gonna be a chore. And I do have 0. Why is that not full? Do we have some sloshing going on? I really didn't need that right there. I wonder if we should... I wonder if we should do this. Need to feed power to this guy. Not like that. I'm wondering if I just need to get rid of that. Okay, that seems to be working a little bit better. Alright, let's hook up power to these guys. And then I can probably make a trip out to where I'm currently making plastic and gather up as much of that material and bring it back. But let's do this first. So let's figure out where we need. Where are you at? Where's it at? Where's it? Oh, come on. Alright. Power, 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 power. No. No, no, no. All right, they'll have juice. All right, so now we gotta get these guys here. Yeah, I really should have done this differently, but oh well. Don't mind that. That's close enough. All right, those are all hot. Now we gotta get the packagers hot, and this whole area will be good to go. These are going to be difficult. How do we want to do these? It's almost like I gotta do them from underneath. Okay, we should all be hot. Nice. All right, these should be all full of water. 100%. Nice. All right, well, I think what we need to do is offload. And then we need to go over to where I'm storing the plastic and everything. Didn't I? I could have swore I put one of my, what's it called? Hypertube cannons. Oh, we're gonna put one. Not pointing in the right direction, close enough. Oh no. Put my pack in the storage. Don't want to do that. Where'd it go? There it is. We need that. About right. Start slowing down. Slow down. That's where I need to be, right there. Overshot it just a little bit. Man, I'm about to make multiple trips. Huh. Okay, we gotta go back. Maybe this is the right spot. I don't know. That was close enough. All right, start slowing down. Oh, I didn't hit the brakes quick enough. Hang on. All right. Saved it. Psh. Barely saved it. All right, let's go dump this and then we can go back. This is the quickest way I can think about to get everything back over here. All right, so I had, goodness, packaged fuel here. And then we had plastic in the middle. Actually, we can get rid of these. And that. And then we had rubbers on the end. All right, we got a lot of excess rubber. So over there at the other spot, I did have these doubled up. I don't know that that's necessary. I had 2-dimensional depots per. Rubber. Plastic. I think one's fine. If we ever need more, we can certainly add it. I guess the other question would be, do I think there'd be a need for 3? Would it hurt? I don't think it would hurt. Can't get it in there. I mean, that's 9,600. That's 18,000, 19,200 rubber. I think that's fine. But I am going to stick the extra here just in case we want to do that. Let's throw that in there. Don't need that, that, or that. All right, let's go back and get the rest. All right, I'm gonna start putting the brakes on a little sooner this time. Maybe. I way overshot it. This isn't filled up, has it? Perfect. All right, let's go back. Here, we're on the brakes now. All right, plastic. Plastic. More rubber. So how much extra rubber? I have 8,000 extra rubber. It's almost a full crate. All right, we'll think on this. All right, well, this is all pretty much done. Not even, it is done. I mean, some aesthetics, obviously. Yeah, that's gonna stay backed up. Delete that. Yeah, besides some like aesthetics, running some walkways and stuff, I think that's... I'm happy with that. Alright, so next on my list, I was going to run another... set of 12 of these. Because I'm going to need both of them. Am I going to need both? Yes, because when I turn this on, I'm going to have one 600 pipe, right? Yeah, I'll turn one 600 on. That's going to feed 2 of the turbo fuel lines. Each line feeds 12. So I do need an additional 1 RAN. One thing I did want to look at though before we did that is I'm thinking about redoing the lighting. Is that too much? I mean, I don't have global illumination on right now. Maybe it'll serve best when I put the lights overhead. keep these bright white. Yeah, I think so. We could always come back. I mean, fiddle around with that. All right, so let's go run. I need blueprints, power plant. We need 12 of those and 12 of those. Uh, 6 and 6 here. So that's where I want it. All right, let's change this to blueprint, auto connect, and rock and roll. We need 6 on this side. And 6 on this side. Hopefully my spacing works out. Oh no. Oh no. Should not have gone down there. Perfect. May want to redo that later. That should be 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I know it's 6 on the other one. All right. Now the actual these guys. Okay, we're blueprint auto connect mode. Nice. Did I clear these? I did. All right. Let's see if I cleared over here. I got lots of power to connect. Nice. Cleared that one. Cleared that one. Did I clear here? This was the one I was worried about. Works for me. All right, so do I want... What do I want to do? Do I want to... I mean, I need to run all this power. I need to connect all these walkways. Let's see, we're done with this 12. It's kind of monotonous stuff, though. I don't know. I don't know if it's something that we need to necessarily stream. Here, let me check. I want to check something. One of my spreadsheets real quick. So hang. Okay, I'm back. Yeah. So what do I want to do here? What do I want to do? Let me connect up the turbo fuel. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know why. See, I brought this down and then ran it all the way down there to then run it all the way back this way. I don't need to do that. I can literally just tie it in right here. We need horizontal, vertical. Definitely not there. I don't want it to go that far back. Can I not do... What if I do this? Perfect. Except crooked as hell. I thought I ran that down the middle. Must not. There, that's what I wanted. And we're coming from this one, yes. And I just went straight. I just went straight down. All right, let's see if we can do it this way. Perfect. And I just stick it over there. We need straight mode. And whatever you're doing is not straight mode. What in the world? That's not straight. crooked as all hell. Hold on. But that's not straight. Look at that. That is not straight. That's straight. Okay. All right, let's, I'm gonna take a small bathroom break. Let me find something that's a decent enough shot. All right, I'm back. I mean, really all I have left to set up, I gotta run all this power. I guess let's just do that. It's not gonna be very fun to watch, but gotta be done. Might as well go ahead and do all the catwalks too. I'll redo the, or not redo, I'll do those center ones later. once we're done with, that did not go in the right spot. Now that we're done with the, this second row, we're resource hooking up. Like, I need to get the sulfur over here, I need to get the oil over, I need to get the water. And then we can start firing this thing up, because what I want to do is fire up one row. I don't think I'm going to have enough power from my temporary coal power to fire all this stuff up. I'm probably going to have to turn the starter factory off completely just to get this up and going, which is fine. But once it gets cranked up and has some time to flesh out, we should be good to go. Okay. All right, we need to connect the power for these guys. Alright, I know I've got one somewhere around here. Here it is. You should have power now. Perfect. Perfect. Well, hell, I'm running off of batteries right now. I may need to get this going quicker than I thought. Or I go throw in some temporary... Where's power? Power augmenters. How many of these things can I get? 1. How much will this actually give me, though? Alright, it gave me enough to recharge the batteries. Alright, we're gonna run with that for a little bit. I kind of figured that was gonna happen. Okay. Okay, what do we got next? So we need to figure out, we need to bring oil in, we need to bring water in. Trying to think what else we can do that we've got enough time. Clean some of this stuff up. I don't think there's much we can get started that I won't be able to finish, unfortunately. So we may just call it a day. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Uh-oh, I'm falling. Oof. Yep, I think I'm gonna call it 3 hours. I got a lot done, to be honest, so I may get back on tomorrow morning early. I don't know, it depends. If not, what's today? Wednesday, be Thursday, Friday, probably Friday. But anyway, all right. Well, I appreciate y'all tagging along. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll talk with everybody later. Bye.